Rudrani Devi is an authentic shaman descending from her mother's great-grandmother's Italian family lineage. She is a minister and has a holistic therapy practice in Nashville. She has also consulted several other holistic and medical doctors on a case-by-case basis. She is a certified meditation and conscious living coach, an author of 2 books, and an entrepreneur. She owns both Devi Essentials Incorporated, an essential oil blends company, and the Devi Publishing House. She's an athlete who has completed 10 marathons and is also a performer, singer, songwriter. Her mission is to self-empower others to be fully the being they came here to be. Please welcome Rudrani Devi.
Is everyone awake? And I heard it was a really late night. So, awesome. With that, I think maybe a little stretch is in order before I get started. I brought the timer. I was told I had a certain amount of time, so I want to honor that. But before I push the button, everybody stand up for a minute. Let's stretch, move our bodies a little bit. Kind of wake it up. Kind of wake it up! Indeed, all right, yes, indeed. So I don't know if you're yoginis. If you want, bend down, touch your toes. Can you touch your toes? Now is everyone awake? Good morning. Namaste. I am so honored and privileged to be here today. Thank you for inviting me, and I am now going to push the start timer. Look, they are awake. Awesome. All right, so I was asked, Ruth, what are you going to speak of at this women's conference? Believe me, I'm all about empowering. I've empowered everyone to wake up. I can hear. No worries. So, empowering you to make choices is what I chose. I chose to share how you might make more choices in your life. How many of you feel as though you have the freedom to choose whatever it is that excites you, that brings you joy? Show of hands, inspire me. Okay. How about raising your hand if you don't feel you have that? It's kind of dark out there. Everybody out there is kind of dark. It's a little difficult to see. I know that you're already eons ahead of the curve, or you wouldn't be here. And I know that you realize how important you already are. Look, my first fan. Adorable. So how can we empower ourselves further? Well, we do it. We make choices every day. Very little choices. And I'm not talking about what am I going to have for breakfast today, although that is a choice. Or whether I'm going to work out this morning or stay in bed for another, what is the snooze, 10 minutes? Keep hitting that 10-minute snooze. Now, these are very easy choices to make. Very slight edge choices that nobody is going to see you make. They're very easy to do. The rub is, they're also very easy not to do. No one's going to tell you, okay, I see you didn't go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You were there Thursday for 30 minutes, and then, no one's going to tell you. You have to empower yourself to do it. And this choice, one day, you're not going to see the results of that choice. But over time, it adds up. You get on the elliptical for 30 minutes. You continue to do that, and what happens? Heart coherence. You can breathe more. You have more cardiovascular. Maybe you shed a pound or two, if that's your choice. Or you can watch reality TV, see what the Kardashians are up to. I don't know if I want to go to the gym today because, Kardashians, all this stuff's going on. I gotta be, the water cooler, keep up with that. And that's your choice also. That's also a slight edge choice. The slight edge to do something regenerative, that adds to your life, over time, creates more empowerment for you. You feel better about yourself, your body is better. And you can compound that too. Let's say reading a good book, a book about finances. Those are the kind of books I like. Get on the treadmill or on the elliptical and read 10 to 20 pages of a good book. Doesn't seem like much, does it? But you do that 5 days a week, for a month, or 30 days, and you've read 2 books. Or you can make another decision and be watching reality TV and eating bonbons. Now 1 day is not going to kill you. What happens after 30 days? So there's one that sort of empowers you, maybe you shut it down or 2, the other is kind of contributing to weight gain. So I know these are very simple examples, but they apply to larger picture life as well. Now I have little secrets that I use. You have to pardon me, I have allergies and took lots of allergy medication, so I'm drying up a little bit. All right, I have these other little tricks. Now you're familiar with mantras. My favorite is, all my life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I would know what my life to come to me with ease and joy. What's the point of life without a little joy, without a lot of joy? That's chasing your passion. It shouldn't be your work, it should be your joy, right? I was sitting at the table earlier and I even said, you know, your job should be your joy. Drop the B, add the Y. I even wear it around my neck. I have friends that made this charm for me. All my life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I have it with me all the time. I hear it jingling, it reminds me. This one just says ease, joy, and glory in French, because I'm being all cosmopolitan, you know. It's this Macy's version, right? Okay. And then it's a conversation starter. So here I'm in my life. I wake up first thing in the morning. I do my morning prayers, and then I'm like, all my life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. God hears me. You better believe it. Oh, ease, joy, and glory. I'm going to deliver more of that. You'd be amazed when you set the intention. It's a little trick I have. Empowerment. And so your whole day, if you begin with this, creates more intention. Another one I really like. Now this one's kind of silly, so bear with me. How does it get any better than this? No, that's it. How does it get any better than this? It's a question. How can that be an intention? Well, think about it for a moment. Instead of solidifying what it would be, oh God, if I just had the perfect job, the perfect boyfriend or husband, or if you could just change him a little, or I don't know, if I could just, you know, shed 15 pounds and all my friends would, you know, like me, and, you know, you're telling God what it is that you require. God knows. So if you put it out as a question, how does it get any better than this? God, the universe, falls all over itself to show you the infinite possibilities. And I do this regardless of what the situation is. I stub my toe. How does it get any better than this? Of course I want it to be better than that. That's a no-brainer. Find a $20 bill on the side of the road. How does it get any better than this? That's pretty cool, right? I would like more to be contributed to my life. If you live in that half-full state of mind, you know, if you gotta fake it till you make it, that's fine too. But you'll see that life will start coming to you with a lot more ease and joy and glory. Those are just some tricks that I have. Now, very quickly, I know I had a very long introduction there. Just a little bit about my history. I am Italian. Now, that is very similar to being Indian, trust me. The skin color is not, you know, it's brown versus olive, but it's still a little darker, right? We live on, you know, Italian time. I know you all know what that means, okay? I was told I'd be speaking at 9:30. All right, so no worries. I'm used to it. Dinner's at 10, discotheque 2 a.m. Breakfast at 6 a.m., siesta until lunchtime. Works for me. So here I am. I'm coming from an Italian family, arranged marriage. They live in the United States. They're modern. They encourage us to do the things we want to do. But they are old-fashioned, especially my father. And I came from a family, 4 older siblings, 2 brothers and sisters, and 1 younger. And they all had really big brains. My dad is the scientist, worked at the plant, engineer. My mother is a piano concertist, opera singer. And those two got together. It's been very interesting. So the mix is pretty incredible. Most of my siblings are very left brain oriented, pushing a pencil, creating things, working for big corporations. I myself, and my younger sister actually trickled down, I guess, we both really wanted to be in the arts. I wanted to be a singer, dancer, actress. You can't imagine that at all, can you? Yeah, I know, right? So I, of course, made this very clear with my family. My mom was very supportive of that. She put me in dance classes. I sang. I was at the theater, in the playhouse. I actually ran sound and light and got in the rafters and did all that. And then I decided I wanted to be on stage, and I was in the chorus, and I danced and I sang. And then my mother and my father were very supportive until I wanted to go to college and do a further education. And then basically, you know, well, you know, you could be a nurse, you could be a teacher. But you know, this acting thing or this singing thing, you'll never make it as that. And you know, you're not as bright as the other kids, so maybe what you should consider is getting married young, because you're kind of, you're pretty. Okay, they thought they were giving me some good advice. Sounds logical. You know, what do I want to do? Well, I want to prove them wrong, but you know, they're taking care of my college education. So I go to UT, Knoxville. I think some people are from Knoxville here. And so I go to UT and what do I major in? Communications. Because that's like the closest thing to the arts I could get to. And I came to school with lots of the AP courses already. And here I'm, you know, empowerment was not something that was talked about in 1980. So I did what was expected of me, and I went to school, but I also took electives, and there was one elective. You know how things can happen in your life, and you don't think they're going to change your life, and then it completely turns you on another path? Well, this is what happened. I had a choice of electives. I could either do astronomy or religious studies. I wasn't really interested in the stars, maybe more so now, but not at the time. So I thought religious studies, that'll be an easy A, right? I'll walk in, and I'm a real spiritual person, this is going to be cool. And I walk in, and the very first class is about Hinduism, Zazen, and Tibetan Buddhism. And I'm scratching my head and going, okay, what have I got myself into? So our teacher gives us the assignment, and then he leads us in a guided meditation. What? But he was very good. It's kind of visualization. And I checked out. Actually, I thought I fell asleep. And then in the next moment, I felt hands on my shoulders. And I opened my eyes. And the room was empty. And it was me and the teacher. I know, right? Did he hypnotize me? And I just said, I'm sorry. I thought, surely I did something wrong, right? He said, I knew you were natural when you walked in. I could see it in your energy field. Whoa. That's crazy. So of course I was very curious. Took every course this dude taught. Ended up with a minor in religious studies and in English. Yeah, that English thing didn't work out so well. Broadcasting communications was where I landed. But I had this great tool from those classes, and it was about being bigger than I was. You see, the thing was, is I always thought I was just this body. How many of you think you're just a body? Or do you know that you're an infinite being? Infinite being. See, so your body's not inside of you, you know, or you. As an infinite being, your body is inside of you. You are not inside your body. You're much bigger than your body. And I'm going to prove it to you. So, pretend like I can see you. No, I'm just joking. So, I want you to just humor me for a moment. Close your eyes. Okay, I mean it. There you go. And, you know, be really comfortable. You got your eyes closed, nobody's going to see, so let your stomach get really, really soft. In other words, completely relaxed. And I want you just to begin to notice your breath. Watch it as it breathes you in and out. Notice how when you breathe in, your belly expands. When you breathe out, your belly pulls in. Kind of cool, backwards. There's your heart beating, pumping life force to every cell in your body. So imagine feeling consciousness pouring into your body with every breath, filling every cell in your body, all the spaces in between. And with your next breath, allow it to spill outside the very skin and fill the room. And now your consciousness isn't just your body, it's everybody in this room. Do you feel your head getting lighter? Do you feel your body getting lighter? So with every breath just being more than you are. Now that's infinite being land. And that's where I live most of the time. Meditation doesn't have to be one moment, it could be every moment. And if you're that big, can't you achieve anything? From that energy, space, and consciousness, are you just this body sitting here? For that matter, you're just a woman. Okay, so you're a pretty amazing woman. You're much more than that. And so this is where I bring myself. I bring myself to this space. I actually expand out to Pluto, that's my go word. I get in the car and I'm like, Pluto. Oh yeah, that's big. That's me. That's awesome. That's awesome, right? So take that piece with you. How does it get any better than that? All my life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. So those are just a few tips. Those are choices you can make. And the more you make those choices, the more you'll be open to making those slight edge choices that are generative or contribute to your life. You'll see, it's very small. I'm just giving you very small steps. I'm not asking you to run a marathon here. But you got to take a few steps to get there. So, you know a little history about my family. I go to Nashville. I wanted to pursue music. You know, that's what I was going to do my degree in. So I was in an all-girl band for a while. And I was a film producer. Then I had an opportunity to go to Boulder, Colorado, and I became a holistic therapist. I got to wear many hats. I was very fortunate. I learned life alignment, access consciousness. I'm certified in 13 different modalities. And finally, at the precipice, I get my own clinic. 12th Avenue South. I know you guys don't know what that means, but it's a pretty hip area in Nashville. But we were busy. And you're going like, so what? That's a very interesting story, Ruth, but what's the point? Well, I built in a lot of tools before I even got there. And remember how I said sometimes something happens in your life and everything changes. Well, I had another one of those moments. I don't know if maybe you heard about it in the news. In 2008, I went on a meditation retreat with 40 of my meditation friends. We were following a meditation teacher that was studying under Rüdrani and went to Mumbai, India. And we were staying at the Oberoi Hotel, which is a very nice hotel, 5-star hotel. And we'd been going to all these ashrams and meditating and having all these transcendental experiences and expanding out, and how does it get better than that? And then one night, we come in, minutes later than usual. We'd actually thought about going to an Italian restaurant, but we got in so late we thought, we'll just stick with the plan. And they already had our table set for us. We made it kind of a habit to go to the same restaurant. We didn't even need our IDs anymore, our passports, because they knew who we were. I actually went down to my house slippers for dinner. We're carrying on, and the food shows up. And I guess I could have counted to 10 before I heard the automatic gunfire. In an instant, your life can change. They call it the Mumbai Massacre. There were 44 of us in the restaurant. I got shot in my arm, in my leg, and grazed my neck. My friend was executed. Everyone around me was killed, with the exception of 4 of us who were under my table. There There were 6 at my table. When I heard the gunfire, all I could think of was an Indian version of The Sopranos. I know it. They're coming. Somebody's mad. It's an employee. They're mad, and if we just get out of the way, we'll be fine. So I said, everyone get under the table now. And I thought I'd solve the problem. But they just kept coming. And my friend, who was a mentor to me, one of my meditation mentors, had his 12-year-old daughter with him, who would never be home before. And she was, of course, horrified. So she was screaming. I still hear it. So they kept coming back and shooting at us. Now, I don't know if you've seen an automatic weapon. It shoots 300 bullets in a minute. It's deafening. Imagine a room like this. And they can just mow you down. It's strapped, and the bullets are hooked in hundreds at a time. But it's really hard to point a machine gun like that downwards. And that's what saved 4 out of 6 of us in the table. Because if you shoot one of these AK-47s at a watermelon, feet, it blows it to bits. And the head ain't much different than a watermelon. So I know how lucky I am. Well, what happened? So I'm laying there in these tools. A weird time, right? But I didn't even have to think about them. I went to automatic pilot. I expanded out. I lifted above my body. I thought, oh, it doesn't look so good. And but I felt so alive, oddly. And I saw all these other infinite beings, souls, leaving their bodies. The bodies didn't even look, they weren't animated at all. And it didn't disturb me. And there was a consciousness that enveloped me where we all knew that we were one source, that we came from one source. Now, I'm a foreigner here. Everybody here was a foreigner to me. And yet we were all connected. We all knew. We knew that this is just the way it was, and this is what was happening. Even the terrorists, who, by the way, looked like college boys with backpacks. And I didn't see them when they came in. I ID'd them to the FBI afterwards when I was floating above my body, because that's when I saw them. And I thought, I'm okay. I'm at peace with this. The only people that are not going to get this are my mother and my husband. And I'm sorry for that, but this is what's happening. And then I was back in my body. And needless to say, I'm standing here. The bullet that lodged into my leg shattered my femur and lodged next to my femoral artery. Now, you're made up of 7 units of blood, and I lost 4. It's pretty amazing. I really shouldn't be standing here. How does it get any better than that? Someone dragged me to safety. Ran out of safety to drag me in, and the terrorists come running after us again. Pulls me into the kitchen. They barricade the door. They're shooting at the door. How does it get any better than that? Then they managed to somehow, after grenades thrown in the kitchen, that is a dud, get me into a taxi cab to a hospital, Bombay Hospital. And for 3.5 more days this is going on. And yet, I am so expanded. I am so empowered because I know I'm not just this body. I'm not just this woman. I'm an infinite being. This is what's happening. And of course, adrenaline's kicking in, so I'm not feeling a whole lot of pain yet. Well, I won't go into all the details about all of that, but I will say, life changer. That was a really big one. I came home. I didn't recognize my house. I was told that insurance wasn't covered if you were outside the United States. $60,000. How does that get any better? I had to close my business, my clinic that I loved so much, because I couldn't do it from a wheelchair. How does it get any better than that? I was told I would never walk again. How does it get any better than that? My husband leaves after 10 months. The same day I had my last procedure. Still not walking. How does it get any better than that? Too much for him. How does it get any better than that? So here I am, I'm just using the tools. I meditated a lot, right? My doctor finally releases me 26 months later. My ex is now married with a child. have no business. I've sold everything now just to keep my house. How does it get any better than that? I decided I'm going to run the Boston Marathon. Everybody thinks I'm out of my gourd. Sounds crazy, I'm not even walking well. My trainer says, you want to do it? I'll help you do it. My mother says, if that's your dream, I believe in you. Okay, that was 2 people out of, if you can imagine. And they may have even been going, oh no. My doctor encouraged me, and yet he told me later, I never thought you would do it. Obviously I've done it, right? How does it get any better than that? So there were no bibs. I got released in summer. The race is in April. I want to run it. That's less time than I normally train for a marathon. I train only up to 12 miles because I can't feel the top of my femurs still. And my foot has a tendency to go to sleep. How does it get any better than that? Friends of mine helped me make a bib plea on YouTube. Adidas sees it. How does it get any better than that, right? So, it's amazing how slow your memory is. I remember it like yesterday. So I go to run this thing, my mom goes with me. She knows I can't even afford it. She pays for the room. How does it get any better than that? She's at mile 21. My foot is black. I can barely feel it. She hugs me. I hand her camera to somebody and they take a picture. You should see the smiles on her. Well, if you get the book, you'll see the smiles on her faces. How does it get any better than that? Across the finish line. I published my first book. How does it get any better than that? I published my second book. That's telling me my time is done. We're almost there. How does it get any better than that? I sing in a rock band. How does it get any better than that? You can achieve whatever it is you choose. You can heal your body of whatever ails you. Whether it's between your ears or it's a shattered leg. You are an infinite being, ladies. You can do anything. Sometimes people just give you bad advice because they think they know what's best for you. Oh, that mountain's too high to climb. It's lonely at the top. Climb the mountain anyway. Climb the mountain anyway. I'm here to tell you, you can do it. You're amazing beings. I met several of you yesterday. I was moved and touched, and I'm honored to be here. So, if someone tells you you can't climb the mountain or walk again, just nod and smile. Know that they are giving you the best advice that they know how, and do it anyway.